Hi guys, how you all going? Just wanted to pop on and say hello. Each week I'm going to be taking you through some of the concepts in the Shit to Shine journal. If you haven't already seen it, it's there, and it'll be arriving in March. So what I wanted to do is I've had lots of emails saying, what is shit to shine and what's the concept behind it? Firstly, let me explain the concept behind it. This is something I came up with when I was having some pretty shitty times in my own life, and all I could focus on was the crap times and the not being able to escape from them and get myself out the other side. And during this time, I actually went and I've seen lots of hypnotherapists. I even had acupuncture, I've had kinesiology, you name it, I tried everything. And while I was doing all that, I came up, and these were amazing therapists, by the way, and every one of them helped me in some way, shape or form. But what I realised was the only person that could sort this out for me, really, was me. So how did I discover, or how was I going to go and get all the tools that I needed, really, to get myself out of this, as I called it, shitty time? There was a few times when, I had a phobia of flying. I actually hated being in crowds. And so it was quite difficult, and heights, I was terrified of heights. Oh God, you name it, I was terrified of it. So going back, I discovered that I needed to try and fix this within myself. And what I discovered, and it wasn't rocket science, was mindfulness. And mindfulness, I know it covers a big umbrella, but what it did for me is if you think about something that you worry about, it's usually in the future, or it's usually happened behind you, so it's in the past. But when you think about, where you are right at the moment, and you have strategies and tactics to bring you right back into the now and right back into the moment, these things, they don't disappear, but you become more able to cope, and then they stop being so daunting and so overwhelming. So in the Shit to Shine, some of the concepts that I came up with were just the little strategies that I used throughout the years, really, which got me from shit to shine. The things like the phobias and things like that, I actually managed to cure myself for them by bringing myself back into the now and lots of self-talk. So they're all in this Shit to Shine gratitude journal. So each week I'm going to take you through little bits and pieces of how to change this, really, and how to create your own Shit to Shine journey. All right, so this week I wanted to talk to you about law of attraction. Now, I know lots of people have heard about this, and it's like, set me goals, manifest them, set a date, and watch it come into my life. Now, that's all good. But what you also have to have is an energy around it, and you also have to have determination, and you also have to take massive action and focus, okay? And then let it go and watch it happen. So how do we do that? So let's set up a goal first. So take for instance the journal. I wanted to create this journal, and I had it in my mind, and I could see it. I could even see the colours and what it was, and the mandala that was going to go on the front and everything. But how was I going to get it out of my mind onto a piece of paper, get it manifested, and actually hold it in my hand like I can now, which is unbelievable. Okay, so what I did was what I needed to do was I needed to create, what is it that I wanted to do? So I wanted to create a journal, So when did I want it by? I actually wanted it by March 2020, and I give myself a little bit of wiggle room there, so I wasn't quite specific. I actually also said June, so I changed that time frame a little bit. And I ended up manifesting it all by March. Well, it was February, actually, and they're all coming for delivery in March. So that was good. Now, that's not the only thing. So I added in my mind, so what did I want to do? I wanted to do the journal. When did I want it by? So say March or June 2020. I would say stick to 1 month, okay? Now, the next thing I did was I said, so what do I want to give in return? Now, this is where it changes. I wanted to show people that if I can actually go from shit to shine, then anyone can. I'm nothing special. I didn't, if anything, I was probably more scared of my own shadow than a lot of people, you know. So what did I want to give in return? I wanted to show people how the simple strategies. I'm all about simplicity, okay? Even when we teachings and everything, I like to bring things right back down to simplicity, because I think when they're simple, they stick. When you can understand them and they're small, you'll remember them, you know, and you're more likely to do it if you can do it quick. So everything about what I put together was simple, okay? So that's what I did with this. So what did I want to do? Okay, so I wanted to create a gratitude journal. I wanted it to be out there by by March. And what did I want to give in return? I wanted to show people how easy it is that they can implement these strategies in their own life. So I wanted to help people, just like reading the books like I did and go and see all the therapists. I wanted to help people help themselves, really. So that's what my give back was, okay? And so what I wanted to do is create the journal. As I say, give yourself a specific date. So what date do you want to achieve your goal by? What you want to give in return? Then you need to set a plan. Now this is where people get a bit, they procrastinate a little bit. So you need to set yourself a plan. So, okay, so what did I need to do? Well, obviously I'm not a graphic designer, so I needed to find a graphic designer. Okay, so I set myself out this plan. I needed to find a designer. I needed to, we must call them musts. I must find a graphic designer, and I must get this stuff out my head onto paper and flip it over, yeah, and get it all printed and sorted out. So I decided to sit down and write, okay, all the stuff that I'd studied, I'd done lots of research, and I brought all my books that I've ever used and all the courses that I've gone on, and I brought it all together to narrow down the strategies that I picked out of these that changed my life to give to you guys. So I created a plan. So get myself a designer, write all this stuff down, and then I actually got myself a printer as well, a guy to print all this stuff, and they're on the way. So where we procrastinate is when the plan gets too big. Okay, so if we've got a goal and the goal seems up here and we're down here, it becomes too far away, and that's where we procrastinate. Okay, so what I had to do was create what I call mini steps. Now the mini steps, you create these mini steps and you go for them. Okay, so what we do is we created these mini steps, which stops the procrastination, and we put the plan into place, and then I went for it. Okay, and it was really crazy because the universe actually put the designer right in front of me, the graphic designer right in front of me. She'd been in a coaching conference thing that I'd been doing for a little while, and then I didn't know exactly what she did, and she just mentioned one day that's what she was doing, and she was looking for a client, and I was like, oh, I just think we might work together. Okay, so watch how the universe will conspire to make these things happen. So set your goal, what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're going to, when you want to do it, what it is you're going to give in return, set a plan, and then take massive action. So the first thing is, as well, this is so important, is massive action. If you don't take steps, mini goals towards your dream, you will procrastinate and it won't ever become reality. Okay, but what you need to do is take the mini steps, and the mini steps we set out one, right the way up, and before you know it, you'll be holding your dream in your hand like I am. Okay, so set out your mini steps. Now the trick behind the mini steps to work is, I wouldn't say it was easy. Well, it is easy. Yeah, the trick behind the mini steps is celebrating your wins. Okay, this is what we forget to do. We take mini steps, or we take big goals, and then we go, oh, I'm just not where I want to be, or I'm just not where I should be. So we forget to give gratitude or celebrate. Okay, so that's the trick to it, really. Celebrate your mini goals. So this is all about the law of attraction. So set yourself a goal, have your dream, work out when you want it for, work out what you're going to give in return. That's very important for the energy exchange to happen. What you're going to give in return. When you're going to have it, set out your plan, and put your plan into action. Take massive action. Don't wait until you're ready. You'll never be ready. If you keep waiting until I've done this other course, or if you've done this, or if you've done that. I still do courses now all the time. I'm flying off the Gold Coast to do Date with Destiny in April with Tony Robbins, but I've still gone on and done my work. Okay, so it's about taking massive action and sorting it out now. Don't let fear stop you, because fear will creep in and it'll try and keep you in the safe zone, or the not so safe zone, or the uncomfortable comfortable zone, as I like to call it. Don't let that happen. Just go one step at a time, and if you do the mini goals, it'll take you through quite quickly, really, and before you know it, you're standing there and you're right next to your goal. Okay, now the Shit to Shine, as I say, the journal is there and it's on its way, so everyone can pre-order that if they like. If they go onto my website, it's www.annemarielord.com, and you can pre-order that. And for this month only, the month of March, we've got free shipping as long as you put the code in SHINE2020. That's the code, SHINE2020. Place your pre-orders, and it'll be sent to you as soon as it arrives, and you will get free shipping. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk to you about very, very quickly before you go is tonight is my first night at the Monad Centre. This is something that I'll be hosting on my own. It's an intuitive teaching evening. I'll be going through lots of these different concepts. I'll be seeing where you're all at. Like some of you will get to speak to me. It all depends how many people are there. I'll get to speak to a lot of you and a lot of teaching, but sometimes I'll be able to pick some people out and see what their goals are, and actually see if we can get some direct strategies. So everyone can't get them little bit of intuitive guidance, but what you can get is you can get group guidance as well, and that'll all be done on the first Tuesday of the month. The first one's tonight, so if you haven't got your tickets and you fancy coming along, it's $25, and please jump on my website again, annemarielord.com, and have a look under the upcoming events, and you'll see Fear to Freedom or Shit to Shine evenings at the Monad Centre in Joondalup. I'd love to see you there. It's going to be amazing. We're going to talk about lots and lots of different concepts, and you will actually leave there feeling really ready to go and smash through some of your goals. I know you will. Okay, so it's all about empowering you to strive forward. Even give you some little strategies how to get over your fears. And maybe even if you put them together like I did, you'll be able to conquer some anxieties and some really restricting fears that you have. So I would love to see you guys. So if I don't see you tonight, I'll see you maybe next month. But please come along to the Monad Centre in Joondalup, and you can get your tickets through jumping on the website. And don't forget, pre-order your Shit to Shine journals. And I will be back next week with another little tip for you. So have a fantastic week and take care. And as always, I wish for you enough.